the last time when I was doing this, I had started this drawing here from a series of scribbles that we were doing. And so I wanted to show you how I take and really develop my ideas from that. So I did these drawings, and then I started taking from there, and I started drawing again. And so as I go through these drawings, I'm constantly taking and redrawing it. Now, one of the things I don't do is I know a lot of artists will take and they get a sketch going, and then they'll take a tracing of it or something, and then they'll go from there. I actually like to draw from the drawings, and because every time I go over it, it takes and refines it. So I took the drawing I had there, and then I took and I was then taking and trying to develop the drawing some more. So I kept drawing it, going over. Notice I got a little bit larger. And so I'm taking and I'm developing the drawing, trying to feel there's this sort of bring the rhythm, trying to think it. And each time I do it, then I'm taking and seeing it a little bit clearly. So what I did at this stage then is I took and I photographed it on my iPad, and I then used that as what I was working from. But I didn't draw on the iPad. I just used it as a way of taking and having a visual reference that I could take and work with. So then I came in and I was starting to take and draw these, and I take and do fragments, looking at it. How's it going? You know, trying to, like here, I was really studying I'm trying to get that head, and I'm drawing. I draw out of imagination all the time. So as I look at a problem and start doing it again, and each time I do it, I'm seeing a little bit something different actually. And part of the process then is one of taking and letting your own sort of feelings come through in the drawing. So the more times you do the drawing, and as you're developing it, you're actually taking and getting a little closer to your own sensibilities, I guess. So as I did these drawings, then from here I used this as a reference. So I've gone through and I've been doing this, did this, and then I drew it and started a little bit larger. Okay, so now in here in this drawings then, time to put stuff down on the floor here. Okay, this is all, I'm doing this all on stone paper. Okay, so then I'm taking and developing here. Now, what the evolution that the drawing is taking now. And this is where I started looking at it, and I started to visualize this as well, let's put it, I'm putting verticals into the drawing to help show how the form moves more clearly. So I took and I used a simple ellipse first. In fact, the steps I went through was first drawing the ellipse after I had been working on this, or partially the way through, and then to take and clarify the space. So basically, and so then I started thinking, well, what if I take the line and carry through? Because that really will take and show, if that vertical line will then show the curvature of the figure more. And as I was doing that, then that developed into taking and thinking, as I'm doing a sketch here at the top, taking and showing the basic thinking, creating a frame. Now, while I was doing this, it really occurred to me, you know, that the idea of this simple kind of a background, it's really an abstraction. Well, all drawing is abstraction. Nothing's real. It's all on a flat surface. And we use drawing as the symbols of the forms that we create to create the sense of experience, the reality that we want to get across. So right now I'm thinking about, well, maybe I'm going to carry this a little bit farther. And the next stage is to take and, again, redraw it, but in a larger format. And so this is basically the way I work, and constantly drawing from imagination. This drawing, by the way, on the other page here I did this, I guess, yesterday. Now this is drawing from imagination, where I start. This was for my online classes. We have our weekly chat that we take, and people can ask questions for anything. And so one of the students asked if I would do a demonstration of a head drawing. So I started this out very, very loose. Now, this is the tone on the background. It's already there on the paper. And again, this is stone paper I'm working with. And so then I started the drawing working with the water-soluble crayon. I use a Caran d'Ache crayon to start doing the drawing. And then I went back over with a water brush and start developing the drawing from there, and keep adding, and eventually getting, each time I went through the drawing, and I went over the drawing, probably 5 times. This is a rather short period. This is probably not more than like 15 minutes or so. But each time you go back in, I even did a little bit of silver point in here. And the silver point is like working with a very, very hard graphite pencil. This is the silver point I use. Okay, so and you can take and start building up forms with silver point. But as I developed it, I then finally, each time I go back over it, you're adding another range of values. And so finally I came in with some of the darks that you can see in here is graphite, water-soluble graphite. So this is the way I work. And one of the things you should try to do as often as you can is explore with different materials. Draw from imagination, bring things out of your head. Try to see if you can take and work without the photograph. Take and go draw from nature. Like when I'm traveling, we're going to be taking and going to Luxembourg in September. Actually, we're leaving on the 9th. So if somebody wants to sign up for some of the classes, I'll be in Austria. And also I'm teaching at an animation company in Sweden, Stockholm. So then we'll be gone for a month. So, and then back in my academy classes will start again. So time to actually start signing up for the Vilppu Academy. But anyway, I'm trying to say that the thing that most students don't do is try different materials. And it's a constant thing of, it gives you a different look. You never know how things are going to work. You may find the material that really suits you. So anyway, take and sort of let's follow through and take my class. Learn from the master instead of the students. All right, take care.